Hey, welcome back to the channel. You probably remember where we left off the other night. We added these pieces right here, these additional RS8 supports here, and then we came up here and we added these RS9s to the engine mount area. So the first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to take the flush router and I'm going to cut off this plywood right here on the front edge, and then that will allow us to continue to work on this area, as well as continue to lay out the cockpit area here. And I'm feeling underneath here with my fingers, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's quite a bit of squeeze out under here that I've got to clean up, because the plywood that gets applied to the top surface also gets applied to the underside here, and so that's gonna have to be clean of all of this squeeze out in order to make that happen. So now I've also got the seatbelt mounts, that mounting area that's in place, so now I can back drill these 1/4-inch holes through, and I may do that tonight as well, but mostly I just want to focus on this whole cockpit area right here and the very front there, and then I may come back here and put the diagonals that go in here. They match the bottom ones, except they cross them, so they're gonna go this way from here to here, instead of the way those go. So yeah, so I'm gonna get set up here, and let's see if we can knock a couple things out. All right, so I got that routed out, and that worked out perfect. So so we're all good here. Now the front end is finally arrived at its final shape, and it it looks a little funky until you get an engine sitting here. Once you get an engine in here, everything looks a little different, but it's all good though. This is how you get it done. So you just have to go after it. So there's a piece here on the plan. It's an 1/8-inch plywood that actually has a shape like this, 6 inches wide, and it looks like it in the center portion of it. I may just have to scale it, because it doesn't actually dimension. This piece right here, so it doesn't really say what that is, and that piece actually gets glued on right on here, and up against what will be the top of the fuselage. And so maybe I'll actually wait to put that on until I get the top of the fuselage on, and then I'll be able to butt that up against it and shape it out. So actually I think I will wait on that. But anyway, I'm going back to the tail here. One of the things I want to do back here is I want to get, one of the things I want to do back here is I want to be able to get this sanded flat because of the angle that these come in right here. Actually, they're kind of, tilted out. So what I've done is I've gone and I've made a black line on the inside here, and so I kind of know when I'm getting too close to this edge. And I'm gonna just do this the old-fashioned way. At first I went at it with my belt sander, but I only went just a little ways, enough to get me started and get some of it off of there, but I didn't want to get too aggressive because I don't want to take any material off that's not necessary. So now I'll just take some 80 grit sandpaper on a sanding block, and I'll get this flushed in here. All right. Alright, so I'm all good with that now. There's a little bit of a black line here, but actually that it's so faint that I'm just going to run with that. Everything squared up really nicely, and if I wanted to check it, I could just put my square on it and see. And when I do that, it actually looks really good. So yeah. So I'm all set there. And what I'm going to do now is I've got to kind of, I need to back drill this 3/16 hole here, so that, because I've got another piece to cut and fit in here. It actually has to fit all the way down in here, and then, wow, you can't really see that, can you? See if I can get a good picture on that. There we go. It's got to fit all the way in here. And it comes all the way to the back, so you have to cut a notch in it. It gets a notch cut in it here and here, so that it fits over these inside here. But I've got to go in here with the and kind of clean up a little bit of squeeze out in here as well. First, I'll back drill that 3/16 hole so I don't forget about it, and then and I'll be all set there and ready to shape this piece and get that in place. And then there's also a piece of there's another piece of this material that's actually on the top side here that covers this, but I'm just going to wait on that. I'm going to wait on that until I get ready to do the top sheeting back here, which I do want to get those diagonals in. But anyway, I am going to I'm going to make this piece of plywood that fits over the back, and then I'm going to cut this to fit in there. I'm going to clean out some of the epoxy. I'm going to back drill the hole first, and then we'll go to do something else. Okay. this piece is actually going to be, it's going to fit to this line here that I'm about to draw. And then I've got to take 1/8 of an inch off each side inside that line, because it actually has to account for the plywood here. So this one is capping everything, and this one needs to fit on the inside. So I will get those. I'll get a piece of 1/8 inch ply, piece I just cut off earlier. So, and then we will just line this up to that line. And I'll draw another line inside that one. And I'll go over to this side. The reason I have the two lines on the one side is because I actually had this side flush with the outside edge. The other one was hanging over, so let me get this one here. All right. So now I'm going to go cut. These two lines off, and then we can start getting this fit inside. All right, now we'll start fitting this in here. And at first, we're gonna try and get this measurement here. How far do we have to go? We have to go about that far. Just measure this side just to make sure. I'll just measure that real quick and see if they're about even. They probably are. That's about inch and a half, roughly. So let's start there. Inch and a half. Yeah, this one was about the same, maybe a little bit further. Our width we know is 5/8, so we'll measure 5/8 here. So now I'll go cut that out, and we'll see how it fits. All right, so we'll do a little test fit here. All right, so I might be upside down there. Let's try this way. There we go. Mark a little T for top. All right, so it looks like we need to go a little bit further in both directions. So I just need to take a touch off of here and a touch off of here in both cases. So I'll go back to the saw real quick. All right, so what we got here. All right, so I've got plenty removed one direction. By putting a bevel right here, so I'm going to bevel that. All right, the bevel definitely helped, and now I've got a really nice fit. So fits under there really good. Just need a couple clamps on that when I get that epoxy in place, and that one will be ready to go in. All right, so that's where I'm going to stop for tonight, and thanks so much for hanging out with me and watching this little bit of progression tonight. But anyway, it's all good. So I'll catch you later.